Our story begins with the protagonist telling us a fantasy story starring Lily, a beautiful daughter of a duke, and the handsome Prince Alec. The protagonist's job was to sell copies of this beloved novel, until one day, he was hit by Truck-kun and died. When he wakes up, he finds Lily the heroine of his favorite novel. She was very happy because he is safe. I don't know why. Anyway, he had reincarnated in the novel, not as Alec or any major character, but as Gravis. A minor noble simply means a side character with no significant role in the story. Well, since he has already seen the novel, he knows that this character was a childhood friend of Lily, but he had bad intentions with her, like he wanted to do something really bad to her. But luckily, Prince Alec finds them, saving Lily and condemning Loniel's character to never appear again. That's how our protagonist sets out to improve that character, so that he doesn't do anything wrong. One evening, he attends a grand school dance where he watches Lily and Alec together, admiring how stunning they look as a couple. Alec, handsome and undeniably heterosexual, seems like the perfect prince. Meanwhile, Lily gets exhausted from all the dancing, becomes dizzy, such a lowly girl, and turns to Loniel for help. So as a good friend, he decides to take her a quieter place to rest. On the other hand, Alec was watching everything from afar. Loniel takes Lily to a private room where she can relax, but in a moment of clumsiness, he trips and falls onto her, creating a tremendous sexual shooting scene. Just then, Alec bursts in, furious at what he believes he is witnessing. He grabs Loniel and demands to know what our protagonist was doing. Of course, he didn't want to go prison yet. He took a potion with some mysterious substance and blew it at Alec. And out of nowhere, the white guy starts telling him that he loves him and start making heat by rubbing their bodies. But our protagonist was also enjoying this until he remembered Lily is still in the room. He realizes that he has accidentally turned himself into a homewrecker. Feeling guilty, he pushes Alec away and tells him that everything happening between them is wrong. So Alec tries to calm him down, but Lonel can't ignore what's happening, and then realizes that he threw a love potion on him. Thanks to him, he has officially changed the course of the novel. Instead of a simple love story between Lily and Alec, it has now become a tale of unexpected, passionate, homosexual love. The next day, Loniel searches through his character's notes for an antidote to the love potion. Unfortunately, he soon realizes that he cannot perform any magic since he is not a true resident of this world and has no time to learn or anything because Alec wants to be around her like bubblegum. Loniel tries to explain that nothing can happen between them since they are still in school. However, Alec takes the challenge to monumental levels, declaring that he will take him on a proper date, complete with a carriage ride. Surprisingly, Lonel enjoys the outing as it gives him the chance to explore the world of his beloved novel in depth. Their adventure takes them to a pharmacy where Lonel hopes to find the antidote. Ironically, the one place that should have a cure for everything does not have the one thing he desperately needs. Disappointed but undeterred, they continue their date and stop by a jewelry store. There, Loniel admires a beautiful necklace, which Alec immediately buys for him, gently placing it around Lonel's neck. Alec tells him he looks beautiful and asks that every time he sees the necklace, he remembers Alec, his feelings, and to stop being so damn unfaithful. To Lonel's shock, Alec is already considering breaking off his engagement with Lily. Panicked, Lonel begs him not to do it. As they return from their successful and undeniably romantic outing, Lonel feels compelled to give Alec something in return for the necklace. Alec insists that he gave it as a gift, expecting nothing back. But oh well, they end up making out in the carriage. It turns out Loniel isn't all that opposed to being a gay after all. However, guilt soon weighs on him. Poor Lily. Determined to fix this mess, Loniel vows to find the antidote no matter what. Since he cannot use magic, he must gather the ingredients manually, who knows from where. As he searches through a hilly area, suddenly, a shady figure ambushes him. The stranger sneers at him, warning him not to forget that he is the enemy of the prince and must stand against him. Before Lonel can react, the thug throws him to the ground, causing his precious necklace to fall. It seems like things are about to take a turn for the worse, but thank God Alec arrives with a powerful spell. He manages to make the stranger run away. After that, the two of them retreat to a secluded cabin. Inside the cabin, the White asks Loniel to sit by the fire to calm down. As he does, he tries to recall if his character was ever an accomplice to anything terrible in the novel. That's when he realizes his necklace is missing. So in the middle of a tremendous rain outside, he rushes out to search for it. Worried, Alec follows, and eventually finds it. He calls out to Loneal, and just as he is about to reveal that he comes from a strange, terrible place called Earth, but Alec interrupts him because as he started to cry, Alec didn't want to see him bad, mentioning that no matter what secrets he has, he will always love him no matter what. The sincerity of his words makes Loneal's heart ache. He realizes that the more time he spends with the prince, the more he falls in love. Back at the cabin, Alec gives him a healing potion, but it doesn't work. Loneal's body remains cold. Seeing Alec's concern, he clarifies that his body is probably going to warm up in a little while, and he is happy to have him so close because he feels protected. Things get a little out of control when Alec decides warms Loneal's body with a little touch. Oh, guess what? The next morning, Loneal wakes up in Alec's arms, remembering that in the original novel, Lily was supposed to be the one with Alec. But does that matter? What's important is love, homosexual love. As he looks at his necklace, he remembers another crucial detail. Canonically by now, Lily should have already become the Holy Bride, the only one capable of using healing magic in this world. Her powers were meant to awaken through the love of the prince. But of course, none of that is happening. Once again, Loneal feels the need to return the story to its original course. That's why he organizes a picnic where he invites both Lily and Alec. However, his home-wrecking instincts kick in when Alec shows up in a suit, one that was never described in the novel. He looks breathtaking, the most handsome man Loneal eyes have ever seen. But things don't go as planned. Lily barely stays for 2 seconds before she is called away, leaving Alec alone with Loneal. Taking full advantage of the situation, Alec showers him with compliments. When Lily returns, they talk about the beauty of the garden. Everything seems perfect until Loneal remembers that she is the intended heroine, so he begins to feel guilty. Poor girl. The three of them sit down to eat together. However, it soon becomes obvious that Lily is nothing more than the third wheel in what is clearly Alec and Loneal's love story. Eventually, she leaves them alone. Loneal's plan to fix the story has failed, just like his life. At one point, Alec outright confesses that he knows Loneal has been trying to push him toward Lily. Flustered Loneal ends up denying everything. A few days later at the academy exam season begins. It is strictly forbidden to bring accessories into the exam room, which means that the necklace Alec gave Loneal must be left behind. At this moment, a new character enters the scene, Zeno, who offers to help him. While at the entrance, we see a four-eyed man. His name is Noah, and he reminds Loneal that they have a contract that he clearly has no idea about. Later, Loneal spends time with Zeno, who tells him that he knows of him because of his potions and magic. He's also become quite popular for constantly being seen with the prince. In the middle of their conversation, Alec suddenly appears. As soon as Zeno introduces himself, he grabs Loneal and insists that they are incredibly close, practically best friends even though they had just met that morning. People around them start whispering, some even glaring with jealousy. However, Zeno boldly asks Alec for permission to spend time with Loneal. Alec, visibly possessive, responds that he'll consider it, but it's clear from his jealous glare that the answer is no. He then takes Loneal away, making sure Zeno understands that there is definitely something between them. Once alone, Alec admits that he can't stand seeing Loneal near anyone else. And well, one thing leads to another. Later, Loneal goes to talk to Noah, who reminds him that he runs a potions club. Unfortunately, Loneal hasn't been making any potions, and Noah is not pleased. He gives him 3 days to make a large batch. If he fails, well, Noah threatens to send him to meet Jesus Christ himself. Loneal, being no fool, decides to seek help from Alec, who as always, is more than willing to assist, even though Loneal still lacks magic. So they head to the forest to gather ingredients, but just as they are about to leave Loneal, the little brat suddenly falls ill and tumbles off a cliff, delaying their return. With no choice, have to spend the night in the forest. The atmosphere turns undeniably romantic homosexual. Alec's sweet words make Loneal feel sentimental and happy. Of course, once again, our protagonist remembers Lily, and his home-wrecking tendencies creep in again, but he decides to ignore them and enjoy the moment. And, well, you know, delicious gay moments ensue. The next morning, they watch the sunrise together. Alec admits that he always believed he knew every inch of his kingdom, but he had never seen such a beautiful sunrise before. And seeing with Loneal, it makes even more beautiful. The two bask in the warmth of their feelings. Suddenly, a rabid dog seemed to jump on him, wanted to attack Loneal, but Alec gets in the way. The dog, sent by a mysterious assailant, most likely the same one who attacked Loneal before, proves to be a real threat. Alec fights valiantly, managing to scare it away with sheer skill and power, but he is left badly injured. Worse, the wound starts to get infected. Loneal begins comparing himself to Lily. If she were here, she'd heal Alec with her sacred powers. But he's useless. However, he suddenly recalls Alec's words, how he always told him he could do anything he set his mind to. With that in mind, something stirs inside him. A magical power arises that begins to heal our Whitey. As soon as Alec recovers, Lonel promptly faints from exhaustion. And of course, they can't be left alone for even a second, because as soon as he wakes up, things happen. Homosexual things. Guys, do you remember the rabid dog and the mysterious attacker? They were sent by Zeno? Yes, I mean, he is behind everything. And since his Melandro could not do anything, he himself is going to take care of Loniel. The next day, Loniel and Alec begin to make the potions for the club. Thanks to the power of love and the script, Loniel miraculously manages to finish them correctly. However, after working non-stop, he nearly collapses. Thankfully, Alec is right there to catch him, both literally and figuratively. To celebrate his hard work and newfound magic, Alec invites him out for a meal. Meanwhile, Zeno was reviewing Loniel's notes and makes a shocking discovery that Loniel threw a love potion at the prince. That started all of this? It isn't a love potion at all. In other words, the title of the potion is pure clickbait. It's merely a courage booster. All it does is give people the confidence to confess their feelings to your crush. The emotions themselves must already exist. Do you know what that means? Originally, Alec was always in love with Loniel from the very beginning, so no matter how heterosexual this world was meant to be, it was never going to escape the power of homosexual love. But that's the end of today's video. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel with the bell activated so you don't miss the next anime stories. Leave a like. It will help the channel a lot. I really appreciate it, guys. That's it. We'll see you on my next video. Bye.